You need to have a funeral and likely several of them. What am I talking about? As the guy who's known for teaching immortality and dead raising and healing, what do I mean that we need to have funerals? In fact, I'll get bolder and say you need to have several funerals. When discussing our spiritual journey, we'll find ourselves often, if we're honest, grieving a lot. Not because something is happening, but usually because things aren't. And what I mean by that is there are people, places, and things that fizzle out of our lives once we choose to move in a certain direction. And choosing to be spiritual, choosing to be spirit led, choosing to be spirit filled, choosing to be spirit conscious doesn't come without casualties. And this can be very traumatic. This can be very painful, uncomfortable. And if people don't master the art of funerals, it delays your progress. What am I talking about here? So I'll speak about my own life. There are several relationships that I miss, but I can no longer have just because of the direction I've chosen. When I was in Christianity, I was the most Christian you can find. I had a lot of friends, I had a lot of family in Christianity. When I separated from Christianity, I lost a lot of people who I at one point saw futures with. That's painful. Your soul doesn't skip over that. As much as our bodies move on and our lives continue, there's parts of us that sticks around and stays with the people and the places that it once had connections with. So losing a friendship, losing community, losing access to certain places because of your spiritual trajectory registers the same in your soul as losing a loved one, someone dying on you. And there's a part of you that actually needs to grieve so that you can actually be set free and move on with life. I'm teaching you, but these are things that I've had to learn myself more recently over the past few years. There's a moment where you realize certain futures died in front of you. It's like, me and this person can work together. We can have a great friendship. Nope. I love this community. Nope. They don't love you back. I'll love y'all for forever. Maybe you do. They don't. Conditional love. Yikes. The things we can't control. So it's a painful experience to have people who at one point would say that they'll always support you, they'll always be there, they love you forever. You're their brother, you're their sister. And then to realize you haven't heard from them in years. It's a painful thing on many levels. Let's forget just spiritual stuff, regular social interactions. It's a tough thing to lose a best friend, someone that you was like, this is going to be the godparents to my kids one day. And nope, y'all haven't talked to each other in years. You didn't reach out one time, and that was the end of the relationship. They got married, they had a significant other, they just got busy, and you fizzled out of their life. Some of that stuff hurts. Some of that stuff hurts. And it's okay to be honest. It's okay that it hurts. Far too often, as spiritual people, we try to act as if nothing affects us, as if numbness is a sign of spiritual maturity. No, grief is proof that you loved in the first place. Otherwise, there'd be nothing to grieve. Love comes with its fair amount of pain. Love comes with repercussions. And that's really what I want to talk to you about, is that for a bunch of those situations, right? I saw someone say, they said something that I love. They said, I grieve the church, but I don't miss it. Meaning that there's a part of themselves that misses the people, misses the community, misses the positive things. But at the same time, being out of it, no longer wants to go back, because the destination that they've chosen for their life doesn't fit in that box. Yeah, it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of discomfort. So what you need to do is meditate on that. What are the areas that I'm still grieving? What are the dreams that I've had to die to? Those need funerals. I need to spend time grieving those losses, these futures that cannot happen anymore. And I need to let them go. These relationships, these friendships, these partnerships, these communities, I need to let them go. Because until you do, those connections become the very anchors keeping you from moving forward in the trajectory that you've chosen. Because until you've let them go and they're processed and grieved out of your system, there's a part of you that stays, which means all of you doesn't move forward. Some of you does, maybe most of you does, but what you've chosen doesn't get all of you anymore. And that's the sad part. Many people experience grief because they notice that they lost a part of themselves in a transition. That's the very part of you that needs to grieve. Hey, I used to love music, and then leaving this system was so traumatic, I really don't listen to it anymore. I don't play music anymore. That's a part of you that got stolen from you. That's a part of you that's grieving the loss. That's a part of you that's grieving the disconnect. If you can recognize, I'm giving you hints here, if you can recognize that there are things in your life that you used to do and that you used to enjoy before certain transitions, it's likely an area that you still need to grieve. That's an area that needs a funeral. And this might sound silly, but I promise it'll set you free. You need to go through it as if it's a real funeral. Sit down one day and, give your final words to it. Here lies this relationship that'll never happen. Here lies this connection. Here lies my acceptance within this community. Here lies this, that, and the third. And you need to cry. You need to let it out. You need to fully grieve those situations and get them out of your system. That way, the person that you're trying to be gets to be all of you. You get to give your all to the thing that fits you, rather than finally arriving to it and having nothing left of yourself to enjoy it with. So if you can hear any message from someone who's raised the dead, healed the sick, and believes in immortality, while I believe you very well should be alive, I believe that certain situations need to die, certain expectations need to die, certain hopes and dreams just have to die, and it's time to have funerals for them. So that way you can be free. Hopefully this was liberating for you. This stirred something within you. If you are looking for a community, Cave of Mystery is here. You can join our community via my website. We have a Discord server full of people from everywhere. Christians, former Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists. I have a little bit of everybody in my community, all learning at their own pace. If you're interested in more learning, more information, more revelation, you can find all of that via my website. That is caveofmystery.org. If you're in or around the Nairobi, Kenya area, we love to meet you in person at the House of Life Imperial Embassy. It's a physical location. We meet Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Kahawa Sakari. You can find out information on that via the website imperialembassy.org. I love y'all. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Later.